How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Shifting Lanes. My name is Hanson. Thank you so much for tuning in. And in this video, it's going to be a little bit different because I don't normally review tech products. I review cars. But since the GoPro is such a centerpiece to my whole entire workflow, I felt compelled to review their new Hero 7 Black because they've got new features called the Timewarp and also Hypersmooth, which are features that I'm totally interested in. So in this video, I want to do a series of tests to see what these features mean for someone who lives and breathes cars, who use these cameras for car purposes like racing, autocrossing, or just documenting stuff about cars. So to see how the Hero 7 compares to the older cameras, I have with me my old workhorse, the Hero 6 Black. And I want to compare this versus the new 7, which I'm filming in with right now, to do various tests to check out the new Time Warp feature, to test out Hypersmooth, to see what the footage is like when it's mounted inside a car, what it's like mounted outside of the car, do an audio test, and also do some sort of a low-ish light performance. And also during this test, I'm going to be recording everything using 2.7K and 60 frames per second. I like using 2.7K because I process everything in 1080p, and 2.7K as opposed to 4K allows me to have smaller file sizes, and it still allows me to zoom in on certain sections without losing quality. And also with this test, I'll be using the Joby suction cup with locking arm mount. I like these a lot because they're relatively inexpensive, they're very easy to set up, very lightweight, and with these things I've never had the suction cup mount fail. I've tested this up to 90 miles per hour while this is hanging on the outside, and it hasn't failed on me. Of course, you have to ensure that the surfaces are clean when you're mounting it on the car, so just bring kind of like a microfiber cloth and some cleaner, make sure the surfaces are clean, and just stick this on and rotate it until it locks. So again, it hasn't failed on me, knock on wood, but for those out there looking for a really nice solution for mounting your GoPros, this is definitely the way to go.
We've got quite a few SUVs out, but now
roll on it.
Holy crap.
Good, yep. Roll on the throttle. Look ahead, look ahead. Yeah. Yep. Right here, cut it, look ahead, left, yep, okay. Got the window, the gate, brake right here, roll on it.
Yikes.
That's the roll on it. Okay.
That was really sloppy.
top STR class that's being driven by 8 drivers. So 2006 Chevy Corvette. Harvey finishing with a 60.8.
Oh man.
So let me give you my impressions of the comparison between the Hero 7 Black versus the older Hero 6 Black. Again, I've been using the Hero 6 Black for the past year now, almost a year, and I could tell you that there is such a big difference between the Hero 7 and the Hero 6. The Hypersmooth is such a huge bonus, and you could see from the walk around video of this 2019 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack with wide body package that it's just so much smoother with the Hypersmooth turned on. I've actually compared this to my drone footage, which is captured from the DJI Mavic Pro. Again, that's a $1,000 rig compared to a smaller, lighter weight, and also cheaper GoPro setup. So the results is you could tell that one was shot with a drone, the other one was shot with a GoPro, but when you're talking about just like the final product, the GoPro Hero 7 can kind of deliver almost like 80% of what you're trying to do. And given that it's such a lightweight package, it's a bigger bonus. The time warp feature is also really nice. So in the beginning of an autocross, they make you walk through the course, and that's just a regular thing so that you learn about the course and before you make your first runs. And when I recorded with the time warp, it produces such a smooth and buttery footage compared to the time lapse that you could take with other cameras like the GoPro Hero 6. With the time-lapse video feature, since you're walking, the camera's orientation isn't always at the same orientation, so you're going to get really terrible footage. And the time warp feature is a really nice feature that you could do when you're walking through cities or going on hikes or when you're touring different historic sites. So I'm really excited to not just use the Hero 7's time warp feature for autocross course walkthroughs, but also on my trips, just to kind of document things in time warp fashion. The next test is the audio test, and if you have the Hero 6, then you know how terrible the mic, the built-in mic is to use on that. Most of the, again, all of the video that I've captured with the Hero 6 uses the Rode Video Micro that you're listening through right now. So I never use the built-in mic feature of the GoPro Hero 6 unless I'm mounting it on my helmet or I'm mounting it on the outside of the car, which I'm not using the audio part of that video anyway. But the audio quality of the Hero 6, it's akin to like putting your palms over your ears and listening through that. So there's something weird with the membrane of the housing itself, and just recording sound through the Hero 6 is just never a good idea. But with the Hero 7, it's a different story because the mic's quality has been greatly improved, and they might have done some things different with the housing of the Hero 7, that it produces a much more livable audio quality. But it's still not as good as when you have a dedicated external mic. You're just going to have so much better sound quality. So if you're interested in doing kind of like a vlog with a GoPro, definitely invest in an external mic. And for some low light performance, I'm never even going to even try recording night footage with the GoPro because I know it's going to be terrible, it's going to be grainy. But I have recorded footage. Currently where I'm shooting this in the October time frame, I shot this footage at 5:45 at night. It was kind of a cloudy day too, so it resulted in a fairly low light condition. And you could tell between the Hero 6 and the Hero 7, just the quality of the video. Again, I just set everything on auto. Keep in mind that the Hero 6 was recording in 1080p 60 frames per second, and the Hero 7 was recording in 2.7K and 60 frames per second. And you can see that there's a lot more detail, albeit it's grainy still, but it picks up a lot more detail in the interior of the car during those low light conditions. So that sums up my review of the GoPro Hero 7. It's a recommended buy because the Hypersmooth, the time warp features are just worthy of an upgrade. If you have an older GoPro, definitely upgrade. But if all you're doing is for autocrossing, where you're using some sort of a rigid mount, kind of like this one, do you really need the Hypersmooth capability? Not really. The Hypersmooth capability really only comes into play when you're walking around with the GoPro. So if you have it mounted, it's not really a necessary upgrade. In fact, you can't really tell the difference in the footage where this thing, the Hero 6 and the Hero 7, is mounted on the car itself, on the outside or on the inside. Even when it's mounted on my helmet, you can't really tell the difference between the 6 and 7. There's slight variances. The 7 does make for a smoother footage, but how much smoother? Not really that much. Nothing too discernible by the eye. But if you're walking around with your GoPro, like I'm guessing a lot of people do, and like what I do sometimes when I'm going to auto shows or just doing quick walk around videos when I don't have my drone, the Hero 7 Black's Hypersmooth feature is a really nice thing. So if this is your first time watching the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. There's a lot of different stuff going on in the Shifting Lanes channel. We've got project cars, we've got press cars like this 2019 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack wide body. Whew, that's a mouthful. And we also go on different automotive events throughout the country. So make sure that you subscribe if you want to get updates on reviews of new cars and updates on all the different project cars. Again, I'm running with the 2013 Subaru BRZ, which I'm doing the Project Driver mod on. Also, Gregson is running the Volvo V70R. That's Project Volvo DadWagon. And lastly, Chad also has Project IS300, which is about to change into something else. But I'll let you find out when he has that video ready. So again, I want to thank you for sticking around and watching till the very end. If you found this video somewhat helpful or entertaining, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can get notified anytime we make a new video. So let me wrap it up right there. My name is Hanson, and I will see you next time.